Hey guys, it's Julie Green. I promised y'all a hair look today and I got my hair dried, mostly. Started to straighten it and I was just over it. So I think it's gonna have to be a 2-day process before I can do these wish extensions. So sorry to disappoint, it didn't happen. So we're gonna do a full makeup look. I hope I get through it. For some reason it's really hot in the house today. But I'm going to show you a quick tip on what I do, some of the things that I've done for hair when my roots starting to grow out so I can deal with it in between my stages. So when my hair was red before, I used this product called Protege, and it basically is like a blush. That was the color of my hair, and you just blush it on your hair. Well, now my hair's not red anymore, but I have a shadow root, which is like, if you can kind of see, it goes, probably not in this light, it goes from darker to the blue. For some reason today the light's not showing it quite as much, even though it feels 1,000 degrees in here. Maybe I need to turn up the light a little bit. So when my grays are starting to peek through, I will take one of my shadows that I have set aside just for this. This one is called Legendary. It's one of my refill shadows. Oh, and the lights just got really dark. Weird. Usually I'm like super bright and you can't like handle me because I'm so bright. There we go, a little bit better. Anyway, it's just a black shadow. You can use any black shadow. I had a couple of these, so I use that. And I'm using my contour brush, crazy. And literally I just dip it in there and I thought, well, this is the same process. And I'll just paint over those grays with a little shadow, right? And you can either put little setting spray, little hairspray if you're worried about it moving. But yeah, that's just kind of what I do. I'm not gonna work real hard on it for you today, but I'm just gonna show you real quick. Since I promised you something with hair, that's what you're getting. And I'm about to put my hair in a headband because it is quite a mess. It's not finished because I got lazy. So we're gonna do our cat ears today because we're starting with pink. There we go. So now it's out of my face and now you don't know that it looks bad. Hopefully I'll get it together and we can do these extensions. Let me move into the center of my camera. There. There, I'm in the middle. Oh, and I have a box to show y'all, and not a unique box, a LeTote box. So if anybody knows what LeTote is, I didn't. I'm gonna show you that today. So we're fixing to just do my makeup routine. I've already washed my face. I did my detox mask earlier. I do that once a week and the exfoliating mask once a week. Whew, I'm shaky today. Right now I'm putting on Divine Daily Moisturizer. I always put moisturizer on before I do my makeup. A lot of times people that have problems with makeup application, it's not always the application steps, although with me, it is. Sometimes it's your skincare routine, not exfoliating. When your face is exfoliated and moisturized, everything just works better. That's just the way it is. If you got oil, we have an oil control mask. Get the oil out, just those areas that you need to get it out. So I do my moisturizer first and get that done. And then I use the Divine Daily. There is one with SPF, but I have an allergy. I don't know if it's an allergy. I just have a reaction to it for some reason. I don't know if you can call it an allergy. But SPF just bothers me for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's in my head. So we just did the Divine. And then the next thing we're going to put on is our Glorious Primer. Glorious Primer, any primer really. Can't recommend another primer. This is the one I use. It's Glorious with Unique, of course. A primer is going to keep your makeup in place. It's going to hide some of those pores and those fine lines and wrinkles and keep stuff from settling in your face. That's another thing that will help your makeup game if you need some tips on makeup application. It's not always just what you're putting on at the end. Sometimes it's going what's underneath and what's before. So you want to let your moisturizer dry a little bit. And I use a lot. This is a lot. Most people use like a couple of dots. But I love it, and I rub it like all over my hands, and it kind of goes other places besides just my face. So I rub it in my face everywhere except on my eyelids. I do not do it on my eyelids. Your eyelids need a separate primer. Either a powder foundation, depending on your face type, or what your application is, and this is what I do with the rest of it. Put it in my hair, put it in my hair, it's so good. It's all that shine in there. Don't want to waste any of it. Or you can do a concealer base. You want to prime your eyes some way. But Glorious Primer, Face Primer, is not designed for your eyes. Two different products. Now you want to let the primer dry before you go in and add your makeup. So we're gonna let it sit. So we don't want to waste time, right? We got things to do here. We can't just be sitting around. So this is kind of my normal routine and the way I go about my process. So we're just gonna go with it. So the first thing I do is my eyebrows. And we have an eyebrow palette. You can use the eyebrow pencil. You can use whatever you want. You can use just brown shadows. I use this one. This one is, I think, a medium. Now this was actually blonde. I switch between dark, medium, and blonde. I can kind of pull them all off one way or the other. I'm not the greatest with my brows, but I'm better than I used to be. We'll just say that. I'm better than I used to be. I'm not like fancy. And I'm gonna use my brush cleaner, which I'm almost out of. It was exclusive at Christmas, and for $500 in sales, we got a free one. So my free one is coming, and I'm so glad because I use this all the time. So I'm just cleaning off my brush, and the brush that I use has two sides, a flat side and a little angled side, but they're still both really thin and skinny. And I am going to brush my brows into place. You always want to brush your brows first, because you got to have some place to start from. If you just start drawing on your brows the way they are, who knows where they've been. I just put all kinds of stuff in my face, so they're all over the place. You don't want to do that. I take the wax on this side and the dark brown with the flat one. You see this? That's where I start. So I just dip a little wax. Sometimes I get a little crazy, and a little of the brown. Every now and then I have to do a little extra work because I get a little excited and I put too much, but that's okay. We can get it off. And I start at the bottom, and I basically just draw an underline across the bottom of my eye. If I can get my arms to be still. Oh my goodness. Shaking today. I had coffee today, and I haven't had coffee. Like, that was like 10 o'clock. Haven't coffee in 2 weeks. Not even on purpose. And to keep control, I will do short strokes sometimes. And I gotta have my hands on something, just kind of hold me down. You can tell my brows need to be done. I'm gonna do the same thing on the top. And I wanna go to where I want my brows to be, where I want my arch to be. So I can kind of see where my natural arch used to be as I've gotten older and all the plucking from the 90s and all that stuff. Not quite where I'd like it to be. So if you bring them up a little bit, that will open your eyes. And luckily I can wipe it right off because I got that primer on. It makes it really easy to slide right off if I make a mistake, which I always do. All right, so that's our start. Then I take the dark brown again without any of the wax, tap it on the side, so it's on this side of the brush, and I just go over like from the middle back. I don't want that real dark to be in the front, and I'm just kind of filling in places. Do it again on the other one. They never match, but you know, they're always better when I do them in the car. So it's about the light outside and that mirror in the car, in the truck. I don't know. I can always see it better. Then I take the light side. So I'm gonna clean this off, and I'm gonna take this light brown, do the same thing. And the way I do mine is I do like a straight. So I'm pointing straight at it like this, right here where I want my brows to start. And then I just kind of stroke. And that creates that little square transition that everybody's doing now. And I just soften it up, and I just keep going with this light brown all the way over to my arch. And I always have to go back and do a little work after my eyeshadow is done. But that softens that look up a little bit. And that's what we're gonna do for now. And then I take my brow brush and I brush them back up a little bit just to make it look a little bit more natural. You know, your brows always look better when you get them waxed or plucked, or you pluck them or trim them. It always makes a huge difference to have your starting point a little bit easier. Now this little bitty side, I take this pink, which seems odd. It's a really light pink. And I put it on both sides and I go underneath. And I just kind of fill in underneath my brows. And I always do this before I do my shadow. Not a heavy touch, but that's what kind of gives you that straight line. Now, if you have a little more steady hands than me, you're probably gonna do a lot better. And then if it is a little too much, I bring it down just to kind of fade it in, because it's mostly gonna be hidden under shadow. So that's where I start my brows with. Okay, so now we've let our primer dry a little bit, so we're good to go with the primer if we wanted to. But I like to do my eyeshadow first because I usually make a big mess. So I'm actually gonna start with my shadows. So the shadows I'm gonna use today is palette 5. A lot of people call this a unicorn palette. You can see how shimmery it is. It's got a lot of fun colors, a lot of spring colors. Matches what I got going on up here and here, right? So that's what I'm gonna work with today. But I need to start with the base. Sometimes I use foundation, sometimes I use concealer, which, now that I said that, I don't think I have concealer in front of me. We're about to do my makeup with no concealer today, because I'm not gonna make y'all wait. So instead, we're gonna use eye primer. Eye primer is a little tackier than a concealer would be, so that's about the only real difference. And then a concealer, you can, of course, change the color. You can go lighter, darker, whatever, if you wanted to start with a different color base. So I'm just gonna put a little dot of primer. I said a little dot. What you got here? This is not a little dot, Julie Green. I need a little dot. And I just paint my eyes with a little dot normally, but primer luckily is very forgiving. It is a little bit of a flesh tone, but it's really not enough to change the color of the shadow. And the reason I'm saying that, I'm gonna use the rest of this here on the other eye, is because if you are wanting to make sure that the color you're putting on your eyes is gonna be what you see in your palette, then you need to start with a concealer so that you can change the color of your lid. So you can see my lids are naturally a little pinky brown. So I'm starting with the pinky brown base. So I'm gonna have a different look than you're gonna have. But if you start with a concealer that's a lighter color, then you're gonna have something closer to what's in the palette. All right, so I put that on. You've also gotta let it dry, same thing. Now for me, I like to put a powder on my eyes first because I get better blending that way. There's a million ways to skin a cat, that's like they said. Is that how many ways? I don't know if that's how many ways. I'm gonna put on this velour powder concealer. It's a light, and I'm using this, I can't remember what brush this is, but I love it. I'm using the little side, and I am just going to put that all over my eyelid, and I'm tapping because it's sticking to that tacky primer. If you're doing like a glitter look or something, you don't want to put a powder because you don't want it to blend. You want it to stay in place. So you wouldn't want to put a powder. I want it to blend, so I'm putting a powder so I can have a softer start. But the tacky primer will keep this powder in place, and it's gonna keep like your glittery eyeshadows together. And because I use the lighter shade, that's gonna help with getting me a closer look to what's in this palette. So I hadn't really thought about what colors I'm gonna do, so we're just gonna wing it like we always do. Who knows where we're gonna start? I know I'm gonna use this brush. It's got my sponge brush, and then it's got a shading brush that has a little angle to it. It's a nice and soft brush, but it's not so big that I can't control it. So we have a deluxe brush for blending that I really like, but it's big and fat. So when I'm wanting to do controlled lines, I can't use that one. I've got to use something smaller. So when I start, I got to have a little bit more control. So I put a powder all over my face, so I don't feel like I need a full base, but I do need to start with what you call your transition shade. Normally I do mattes for my transition shade, but I'm doing all shimmers today. So I am gonna start with the lighter color first, and then you wanna go out to the darker. Remember, I'm not a makeup artist. What I know I've learned on YouTube. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, so lighter color, we're gonna go with this one right here. It's kind of a peachy. It's called Suspicious. And I am just gonna dip my brush right in it. And I'm gonna draw my crease. My crease is not a good natural crease. I have to make one up. But for you ladies that have a perfect crease, you just wanna put that right above your crease bone. It's so easy for you guys. But for me, I gotta make it up. So I literally just kind of open my eyes and draw a straight line. It's the best that I can. And I'm doing really soft so that I have a little less to clean up if I go crazy. And it's not a thin line, but it's not a fat line either. Because remember, you're gonna be, this is gonna be a transition, so you're gonna have colors underneath it, color above it. Same thing. And my eyes are not the same. Yours probably aren't either. And I'm just kind of going back and forth and looking in this mirror over here and hoping I can see what I'm doing here. So I can tell this one needs to go up a little bit more. So I'm just going to get a little closer in my mirror and just bring that up a little more to fake that crease. And this is Suspicious. Isn't that lovely? I got a nice red dot on my nose. Okay, now I'm gonna clean that off and I'm gonna go in with my next color. And my next color, I'm gonna go pretty dark. I'm gonna go with this Fearless color, it's purple. And I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna get a lot more on my brush. And I'm gonna come right underneath. So I'm gonna do at the very bottom of this crease. And I'm gonna start from the outside coming in because I want the darker to be on the outside. You see how purple that is? Super pigmented. We're gonna be doing some blending. And I'm not coming completely all the way in because I'm gonna blend it in. That's good stuff right there. It always looks best when I'm right in the middle, right, of what I'm doing. This is not gonna be the last color I use. If it was, I would go all the way down. But I'm gonna use another color, a couple other colors. And I'm making this up as I go as far as what colors I'm gonna be using. Okay. Now before I go to the next step, I'm gonna go ahead and do some blending with that big brush I was talking about. Make sure it's clean. Y'all, that brush cleaner is like the best thing ever invented. I hate cleaning my brushes. And I hate having to remember, is that the brush for the shimmers? Is that the brush for the darks? And all that other stuff. This makes it so much easier. Oh, I hope they bring it to our line for reals eventually. But it's cool because it's wet when you spray it on there, then it comes clean dry. I don't know how that works. Science. Okay. And we're just going to try to not be too fluffy and go in between those two. And I'm kind of holding the brush sideways. Really light touch. If I push too hard, I'm gonna lose any definition between those two colors. So I'm just being really light, like super light. I'm switching the brush around to do the other side. I'll look down so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing here. And I can already see, looking down, I have way more purple on one than the other, so we're gonna fix that. Where I was trying to make that fake crease, right? Okay, now, if you feel like you need more of your transition shade, which I often do because I do have such funny lids. Look, yeah, I need some help. I can go back into that Suspicious with this crease brush because it's a little more defined and go back on the top and make sure I've got more of that there. And I am what I would say the worst at applying eyeshadow in the history of the world. That's how I feel. So don't be thinking that I'm giving y'all the supermodel tips or anything like that. This is as good as Juliet's. All right, Now, we're gonna do a color on the lids. And I wanna do something fun on the lids. So I think I'm gonna go crazy and do this yellow. This one's called Vindictive. And I'm gonna use this sponge brush because it's good and flat. And I wanna stay on my lid. Everybody does the things different. And I'm tapping that and patting it because I don't want to blend it a whole lot with those colors above. I kind of want to cover where I've got that purple transitioning into it for now. I have tiny little eyelids, y'all. I'm so sorry. I got a tiny head, tiny hands, and tiny eyeballs. Just the way I came. Can y'all see that gold? Now, I'm gonna use that deluxe brush side again, make sure it's clean. And I'm gonna blend a little between that purple and gold. Really light with the side of the brush. Really light. I can't do too much blending because I don't have a lot of landscape, so to speak. So if I blend too much, then I don't have any look whatsoever. All right, before we get to the next thing, I'm gonna do one more step to prep my face. I'm using my exfoliator. It's a sugar scrub, basically. I'm gonna put a stain on today. So I want my lips to be ready and prepped. And it's edible, so I'm just gonna let it sit there and do its work. Really, any lip, you wanna have your lips prepped and ready, just like your face. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take my setting spray. And I'm gonna spray this sponge because I really wanna get this yellow right on my lid. A little bit more fierce. And so wetting it will do that. Right underneath where I blended. You'll see. All right. Now on the other side, I'm gonna take the other side of the sponge brush, do the same thing with this silver right here. And I think it's called Brilliant, it is. Setting spray. I'm gonna go in the inner corner of my eye with this. Now I could have done the gold, but I'm showing you a bunch of colors, so we're just gonna be a rainbow today, whatever. Having a little light, you don't always have to do silver or anything bright, but a little lighter color on the inner of your eye will make a big difference with opening up your eyes. Okay, and we're gonna have to blend some more later, and I need some more pink right here. I can see it in this mirror. Y'all can probably see it too and going, girl, fix that. Y'all probably thinking I need to fix a lot of stuff. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like this for now, and we're gonna come back and do some more work to it. But we're gonna get ready for the rest of our face. So now I wanna work on my eyes. So I always tight line the inside of my waterline on the upper. And I use this pencil liner because it's a cream liner. It is sharpened to a rounded tip. And I don't want to use something that's pointy. I don't want to use a liquid. And this one is waterproof. So it goes on creamy and soft, and then it's smudge proof after that. So it's safe for me to use for my eyes like this. I don't recommend something pointy or liquid. Hey, Cherokee. I'm actually drawing on the inner part of my eye. I shut my eyes when I do this. Now for you girls that can wear a liquid liner or can wing it, like literally wing it, our liquid liner is 18-hour wear. It's freaking phenomenal. But I can't use it on my eyes because my eyelids are just too close. I really can't do a lot of liner on my eyelid. I just can't. So sorry, I'm not winging it. I know most of you girls can. I wish I could, but I'm tried, and it's just not meant for me. It's just not meant for me. So that's done. Now we're gonna curl my lashes with my lash curler. Sometimes I do this before my shadow. Sometimes I do it after. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Whatever. I'm gonna do that. And I usually do, hold on, my mascara at this point, but watching YouTube, I saw a tip that said not to put your setting spray on after your mascara. Put your setting spray on before your mascara. It'll help your mascara set. So I'm gonna try it that way. So we're gonna do my mascara last. So backwards. All right, now let's finish the rest of our face. We're not doing concealer because I didn't bring it down here. That's that. And what else do I not have? Probably lots of things. Oh, Lord have mercy. I do not have my brush to be putting on my face. Look, my wall's moving back here, y'all. Now you know it's not real. Oh, here it is. And my concealer. Ha, found my concealer. Guess I'll do some concealer. Okay, so I'm gonna put on my BB Flawless. That's what I use. I don't use the liquid touch. This is in honey because my skin is so dry. The last thing I need is something that dries to a matte finish. It makes me look older. If you have oily skin, then the liquid touch foundation is meant for you. It's not meant for me. Now, sometimes my skin will get oily, but it is really rare, and then I can switch to it. I can kind of tell, or I can mix them and do a little combo. You know, you don't have to just stick with the same thing all the time. But the older I've gotten, the drier my skin has gotten. And I'm just kind of painting that on. And it is like a tinted moisturizer. So you can see it's not a real full coverage. If I wanted this to be a super full coverage, I could mix it with my concealer. So, do have that option. Now my concealer. I got a concealer brush. I put this on my concealer brush, and I always put too much when I'm on video, y'all. I'm gonna try to do a little, not a lot. Put it on that little red dot on my nose. And I kind of bring it down under my eyes and kind of pat. If you have like bags under your eyes, don't put your concealer right on the bags. Put them underneath. And you can see that I don't go all the way up to my lash line either, because that will just make those bags more enhanced. But like I have dark circles and little dark spots. That's what I'm using this for. And I'm just kind of patting and blending a little bit. I know it doesn't look blended. Kind of making the shape of where I want my eyeshadow to stop here and my brows. And then on my nose, I always want the bridge of my nose to be lighter, and right here to be a little lighter. And now I can take off that exfoliating. A little lighter here, a little lighter here. Okay. Blending bud, where are you? Then take my blending bud. You can use all kinds of different things. I'm gonna use a blending bud today. I need my little one. I have a little one for underneath my eyes, which of course I can't find. And I kind of blend that out. And I like the lighter look under my eyes and around some of the areas of my face. So I'm okay with it being lighter. If you aren't, go ahead and put foundation over that, but that also opens up your eyes. So I'm kind of blending it. Now, if I knew where my little blending bud was, which I thought I put it out here for you guys. There it is. It's hiding behind something. I need a new one. It's dying. This one, I can get into those creases a little bit better. And I'm just tapping. It has to be wet with something. Water, rose water, setting spray, something. If it's not wet, you're just taking stuff off. You're not blending in. Now, some of the areas I have to use my fingers because it's so small, and just kind of tap it around. And then I'll really clean it up with my powder in just a minute. So that gives me that little light look cut around my face, a little more of a glow, which is what I prefer. All right, now I'm going to take Tweed powder, This is a powder foundation. You can use translucent powder, you can use loose powder, whatever you want to use. And I'm going to take, actually, I'm going to do the velour first. Let's do the velour. The velour right underneath my eyes that I used earlier on top of my eyes. And I'm going to press that underneath. And I don't use a lot of powder underneath my eyes because that will settle in your wrinkles, but just enough to clean up that concealer and not be real harsh, to make sure it's blended good. And get a little lighter look there, and same on my nose. And something about this brush makes everything just look more flawless. Now I'm going to take Tweed loose powder, not a lot, and I'm just going to put it on all the areas that I want to be a little darker. This is kind of like contouring, a little cheating contouring way. This is just powder foundation. So I'm going to do it down here, up here. Older, you want to be darker across here. If you're younger, you can come down around, but if you're older, you want to keep it a little light up to keep bringing that face up. And so I'm just kind of darkening up these areas. And then I can use the other side and do a little contour on my nose too, to kind of thin up my nose a little bit. And a little underneath. This is a really kind of a risk-free way to contour if you aren't ready to use concealers and contour palettes and things like that. You know, powders are really forgiving. So I like that way. All right, now we're gonna do our blush in Serene. Okay, this is going away and I keep using it because it's my favorite. It is a shimmery pink. I just love it, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what's gonna happen when it's all gone and get rid of all mine. But look what that does, oh my God. I don't have to use a highlighter. Do you see? Do you see? Do you see? Why are they taking this out of the line? Right now, limited time only. I have a couple that I've got for myself in stock if there's an emergency. There are 2 colors in pink, and oh my God, I don't want this to, every time I put it on, I cry a little because I'm getting further and further into that pan, and I know as soon as it sells out, it's gone, and I use it for everything. I use it for my eyes all the time. I love it so much. It makes me want to be sad. Okay, I'm gonna try not to cry. All right, going back to my eyes. I will bring that LeTote bag out here in a minute as soon as I have my face done. Going back with this big old blending brush, and I'm gonna blend at the top ever so lightly sideways. I know Cherokee is, I just love it. Like, I don't know what magic they put in it. I'm really hoping that, so in the Luminizer cream, it's another one of my, like, I gotta have it. When it went away, well, it's almost gone. That one and those blushes. But I'm thinking that the Beachfront Kiss stuff that just came out might replace my, that hole in my heart that's gonna go when those are gone. I'm hoping. So I ordered them, and I know because they're ORMD shipping is going to be a little while before they get here. I hope they make it to my cruise. That's all I can say. Now I have a little more purple on one, so for me it's easier just to add more than take off. Probably not the best choice, but I'm going to add a little more purple down here on this one. Y'all see any places I need to add a little, take a little? So I'm just blending a little. Again, my blending game is not so great. I'm just doing what I can. Now, going back to the brow palette. So like I said, I usually do my makeup in the car. We're always going somewhere. And it was a 2-hour trip somewhere the other day. Sometimes it's a 5-hour trip. I'm using this lighter side right now with this little skinny little piece. Okay, you like the earrings? I got these at Walmart, and I was gonna tell y'all about them. Put them on. You see how this one has a cute little coral, and this one doesn't? Because when I put them on, it fell off. So I don't recommend them, but I threw them on anyway because I was mad at it. But anyway, we were doing our little trip, and I was doing my makeup. Like, I always finish like 10 minutes before we arrive. And he asked me, he said, do you think if we went on like a 12-hour trip that you would do makeup for 12 hours? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know, probably so. Because on those car rides, when I've got hours and hours of time, that's when I experiment with stuff. Like, let's see what else I can do. Every now and then, a little more is a little too much. This has a little bit of shimmer to it. That's why I put in this. Makes that little light spot right there on the edges. But it's impressive what I can get done in a car that's moving, especially with the Mustang, because the Mustang is a standard. Now I'm cleaning up a little spots. I'm putting a little more powder on these spots that's a little waxier than I want them to be. I want them to be a little softer. Just cleaning up a little bit. The standard is like, I have to tell them, okay, are you gonna shift? Are you not gonna shift? Because I have poked myself in the eye a few times. I'm not very good at the brows either, y'all. I'm just learning. This is all a work in progress. Everything about me is a work in progress. That's why I look for right now. Okay. I need a little powder right here because it's a little shiny, but it could be the light. Okay, that's good enough. Let's do our lips. Let's do our lips. I'm doing Skittish lip stain. It is a hot pink. It's gonna be pinker than anything else I got on. Let's read my text messages. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to put your lips together. Not with stains. Okay, I can add another coat. That's gonna dry. My makeup is done. How bad is my eyeshadow? Need to work on it. We're gonna let that dry before we spray my face and do my mascara. Dry, 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 dry. So this lip stain, Skittish, and this eyebrow palette. Oh, I knew I forgot something. And this brush, which we're about to use. That's what I forgot, because I just got it. And this bag are all in the kudos right now. You can pick any color. You don't have to do these colors that I just did, but the whole palette, it's a really freaking good deal. So just this and this is $73 regular. The kudos is $69. That means you're getting these two with a $4 discount. You're getting this brush, which isn't even for sale in our line, for free. And you're getting this bag for free, which I added my collection chain to it. So now it's a purse. Now it's a purse. Okay. This is what I forgot. So I like to use my shadows to go as my liners underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna take this dark purple and I'm gonna use this new brush. I'm excited about it. And I'm gonna line underneath my eyes with this purple, if I can see. Hope y'all can see it a little. Oh my gosh, it's so skinny and perfect. See, I usually use my eyebrow brush for this. Oh, I love this brush. This is so much easier with this tiny little paintbrush. It's called a liner brush, so can y'all see the purple line that I'm making? I can't get any closer. I need to get really, really close. I'm gonna hurt myself. You see that purple? Oh my gosh. This is the first time I've used it. Now I'm gonna clean it off, and then I'm gonna take that yellow and go kind of in the middle. I'm transitioning underneath my eyes. Did I get any on? I can't see what I'm doing here. So there's no light when I look in the mirror, and there's probably a ton of light looking at you. Same on this eye. All right, clean it off again. And then I'm gonna use that silver on the inside. Silver. Now, if I wanted this to be really rich, I could wet it, which I may do with the gold. I'm gonna wet this little big brush with the gold here. Oh, I'm mixing colors because I didn't clean my brush. hopefully you can see. I gotta figure out a better way for you guys to see me. Facebook needs to learn to zoom. So I've kind of transitioned silver to purple. Silver to gold to purple. Oh, I love that little fish. Okay. Now we're gonna set my face with my spray. There we go. Set. One more coat of Skittish. I like 2 coats. Do my mascara and try not to talk. I need to open a new mascara. I keep forgetting. I gotta look down. These little eyes. So what happens? This mascara is almost out. I'm gonna use it to the end though. Got quiet. I'm using Epic today. Love my Epic. This is definitely my favorite mascara out of the 2. If I don't look down, then I'll have it all over the place, and I probably even still will. I wish I could see the color of these shadows from like the way I see them in this mirror. I look like, what's that holiday in New Orleans? What is that holiday? It's a big holiday. Mardi Gras. I look like Mardi Gras in my eyes. That's what it looks like. Oh, got a little mascara on my lid. Oh, I'm about to drop it. Shaky hands. And I'm not gonna do too many coats so I don't make it look yucky. I want it to be pretty and fluffy. I like them fluffy. Oh, yeah, that's how I know I'm running out. I got a little clump there. Okay. Now we'll do the bottom. Always want to do the bottom lashes. That also opens up your eyes. Sometimes after I do the bottom, I'll go back and do a little bit more of that shadow underneath, depending on how it ends up looking or how many hours I have in the car. If I got hours in the car, then, you know. Okay. Now we're gonna use my little magic tool. This little cheapy mascara one that I got on Amazon, like 100,000 for $1 or something. And this is how I clean up my mascara. I just brush it off. I don't know why it works, but it seems to, so I'm gonna still keep doing it. And so it can clean up any little spots I got mascara. I always take a picture after I'm done with my makeup and see like what's on my lid that I can't see, and I'll go back and fix those too, because you can probably see them and you're like, hey, you missed a spot. But I can't see them. And I also can touch up my whole eye look that way. So that's done, that's done. We're gonna do one more quick fast coat of the mascara with looking at you so I can see where I'm at. Epic, epic. And if you want to be really epic, you can put a little 3D on this. Go crazy. Now when these dry, I can go back with that little mascara one and separate them too if I feel like I need that. All right, done. Now, finally, I'm gonna open this box. So in my post, you can see that there is a coupon. So share this so people can use that coupon, and it is for a free LeTote box. LeTote, I'd never heard of till I saw it on the Instagram. Similar to those ponios. So we don't know what we're gonna get here. I'm gonna have to back up a little. So my wall's gonna move. You can see this isn't real. Okay, not that you think I have a giant brick wall in my bedroom, not my office. So LeTote is like a box where they pick your clothes for you, and I've done that with Just Fab a lot, and I love having it because it's like a personal shopper, and they would buy things or pick things for me that I wouldn't normally. I've always worn a lot of black, and I've been in the last several years trying to get out of that. So I loved the whole idea of the boutique bags and the personal stylist Really, really love it. But if I got something really trendy, because I don't leave much, working from home, it's not like I get to wear these outfits a lot. I didn't feel like I was getting all the use out of some of them. Some staple things that weren't so, there's a lot of tape on here, so trendy, I can wear them again and again and again, and so buying them was cool. I was fine with it. But this is a rental, a clothing rental. So I can rent cheaper if I can ever get them open. I hope I don't have to return in this box. I give them back the clothes, and I pay the one price, and I can't even remember what I paid for it. There was like 3 different kinds of boxes you could pick. I picked the biggest one, of course. And then if you love it, then you can buy it at a retail price, so you can keep it. So basically I'm renting a wardrobe. All right. Oh, the box came open upside down. The box isn't as pretty as my Just Fab boxes, but we'll see. Oh, well, it's cute inside. No more I have nothing to wear mornings. I don't know if that's true. Okay. Look, a little message for me. It says, hi, Julie. Confidence never goes out of style. Oh, this is cute. I think, okay. They made a little card that has all the clothes that I've got in this box and what they are, so I can see what the tote rental was, and then I can see what it would be if I wanted to keep it, so I know what's going to be in this box. Isn't that the cutest? It's like all personalized. It tells you how much it would cost if you bought the whole tote. Really cute. It's got a nice little message in it, so we'll try not to lose that. Okay, let's see. There's a lot of stuff in here. So we're going to start with the first bag. This is a purse. I thought this would be fun for the cruise. Oh, and I think there's like no time limit on how long you can wear them. So look, it's this little fun boho bag, and it's got little tassels, like my earrings on the front, and my favorite color, black. So it smells clean and new. I would never have known that it wasn't brand new. Isn't that cute? Super cute. So that'll be a fun little bag to carry. So like I said, I was thinking I'd carry that in cruise. It looks really beachy. Figured it would match a lot of things. Leather straps, so that was in there. And then a whole bunch of stuff. So there's little packing bags to put them back in and reship. And they're already pre-postage or whatever, so I don't have to worry about trying to deal with postage. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right, first thing is, oh, this is a little romper. Can you see? I'm gonna have to take my cat ears off. This is such a cute, fun color. These are little shorts. Cute. Do y'all like these? I hope it fits. This is really cute. So I love rompers, and it's a low back halter. So it kind of helps with whatever size I am that day and how much I eat that day and all that stuff. Little pockets too. I love pockets. I'm a sucker for pockets. So that's super cute. And you get to pick the brands that you like. This one is Summer and Sage. So you know, do the little personality quiz and all that stuff. Okay. Then I got earrings. They're in bubble wrap. I got 2 sets of earrings. Okay, these first one, I'm going to take them out so you can see. They're feathers with a little bit of turquoise. Whoops, that's too bright. Where's the light? Hold on. I got to put something behind that because you can't see anything. Can you see them at all? No. Kind of. I am so not a YouTuber. Look at this. I cannot make it pretty. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see. I don't know why it's so bright. Let's turn it down a little bit. Because a minute ago you couldn't see anything. There we go. They're like gold feathers. There we go. And then, and they're all nicely bagged, and it tells you got to put their jewelry back on the card when you return it. That's logical. Hopefully, the only thing I'm worried about really is my kid borrowing it and then never seeing it again. And these, oh, I wish you could see them. They're so little. They're tiny little seahorses. I mean, if I get closer, then let's see if I can get close enough. There we go. Can you see? They're tiny little seahorses. So cute. Maybe now I can do the earrings that way, like really, really close. Aren't those cute? This one's flipped around backwards. There you go. Oh, those are so cute. I really like those. So I'm gonna have to find a closet that my daughter doesn't know about to hide all this stuff in, since it has to be returned. I didn't really think about that when I bought this stuff. Okay, this is something I definitely would have never bought. It is another halter top, and it ties. It's like super 70s. Oh, it fake ties. How, what? Okay, it's got a tie in the back, but how do you put it on? Oh, it goes like this. You don't put your head. I was like, how do you get your head through that tiny little hole? I'm fixing to show you. See this little hole? I thought my head had to fit through that. And it's something I'm gonna put in. So it's gonna be like this. Like that, sort of. Isn't that cute? And it's kind of floofy. Also, okay for Mexican dinners. I've always got to think about leaving a little extra fluff at the bottom the older I get. But I knew I would not buy anything like this. This one is Line Dot. You can tell I'm thinking cruise. Okay, what is this? I don't remember this, but it's on the pictures if I wanted to look. Okay, this is a top also. All these things I gotta figure out how to wear. Ah. Okay, these are, it's like a little off the shoulder, on the shoulder kind of a thing, I think. Oh my goodness, how do I do this? I don't know where this goes. Okay, I think my arms would go in here and in here, and this would go around my neck. I think it's like, I think that's the idea. Am I doing a good job? Where are we going on our cruise? Cozumel, I think. So it's for Kendall's senior trip. We're going with some friends. My friend Aletha, her daughter Lauren also graduated, so we're all going. There's gonna be some other moms and dads with their seniors gonna go. Okay, I don't know about this one. Okay, this is also a top. It's really floofy too. Here's the front and the back, but it looks almost too floofy. I'm gonna have to wear something underneath it or something. It's like really long in the back, but it looks cute on the girl in the picture. We'll have to see. This one I'm not feeling as much as the others, but it's okay because I can send it back. And then what the heck is this? Oh, this is Philosophy. These are shorts. They're like dress shorts. They looked longer than normal shorts, and I don't wear shorts much anymore, but they look really long. I can't even find the bottom of my leg. We'll see. It might be super cute on. It might look kind of skirty on. So that is my LeTote box, and I got the biggest box there was. So you can like, they'll tell you what you're gonna get, and then you can say, no, I don't want that. You can kind of exchange things and stuff. I try not to exchange too much because that's kind of the whole point, is I don't really know what I want or what I should wear, so I'm letting somebody else do that for me. So if you use that coupon code, you can get a free tote. And you can share it, and anybody can get a free tote off of my site. So I can't remember what the code is, but it's on there somewhere. So that's the LeTote box. So you got a little hair tip that wasn't very good because my hair doesn't even look blue today. But I tell you what, when I took a shower today, it was blue. So were my hands. It's still, there's still a lot of dye in it. And then that's my full look for today. So at least I came back. Eventually I will get to those hair extensions. If you didn't see, this is what I'm planning on trying to do here, y'all. Several colors, curly, straight. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I didn't have the energy to straighten my hair or curl it, and I'm gonna have to do one of the two to make it work. So y'all have a great weekend. If you have any questions about the tote, anything I put on, want to pray for me because my eyeshadow is a disaster, that's fine too. Otherwise, y'all have a great rest of the week. I hope your Monday starts out well and your week goes well as well. Lots of wells. Well. Talk to you later. Bye.